You're watching Omaha Bound, inside the Men's College World Series.
Welcome into another episode of Omaha Bound. I am Jacob Morris. We've got another fantastic show laid out for you today. It is Survive in Advanced Mode for Arkansas, and the Hogs doing just that right here on Charles Schwab Field, taking down UCLA 7-3 to stay alive in the losers bracket and set up a rematch with LSU. We break down the matchup and take you inside the locker room once again. We give you exclusive access to the guys after the win, right after the Bruins, just minutes after the Hogs getting the win done. Then Evan Kamiko joins the show to recap the win as well, give some takeaways ahead of the LSU matchup, what hopefully is 2 showdowns with the Tigers. And then we finish up with an exclusive interview with Gage Wood, the man of the hour. His parents joined Courtney Mims to spend about 10 minutes talking about just how special of an experience it was watching their son become just the third player to ever throw a no-hitter in Men's College World Series history. But let's just hop right into it. Arkansas taking down UCLA 7-3 in a game that the Razorbacks controlled really from start to finish. The Hogs jumping out to a big lead. UCLA sneaking some runs across there through a whole variety of different ways in the 9th inning. But for the most part, Arkansas found its way offensively, and the pitching was stellar once again. Zach Root, 5 scoreless innings, bouncing back big time from that struggle performance that he put on against LSU in the first game of the College World Series. Here's DVH and Zach Root on the win for the Hogs.
I thought it was just a great job by our pitchers tonight. I mean, Zach Root threw 38 pitches a few days ago and threw 87 tonight, only gave up 3 hits, didn't give up a run. Just did a tremendous job. And then, Aiden came in and gave us 3 really good innings. In the last inning, give them credit, they hook a ball down the line, they line out. But other than that, we made a few mistakes and, just a really solid job by our offense, getting on base. And, Behavior got the big hit in the first, gave us a little cushion.
Hobbs pulled me aside the day after and said, we're just going to get you back as soon as possible, and you let me know when that is. And I told him I was good to go whenever he needed me. And, it felt great to go out there and, put my team in, like, a great chance to win. And, Ryder called a really good game. And, Zane Becker, he needs a shout-out because he just does so much behind the scenes, warming up in between innings, warming up guys in the bullpen, and he's as big a part of this as anyone else.
You hear it from Root there, a big-time bounce-back performance for the lefty after that performance in Game 1 against LSU. But really, the pitching staff as a whole continues to be the story for Arkansas in Omaha. Since Zach Root was pulled against LSU, the stat line for the pitching staff as a whole, how about 25 1/3 innings pitched, 41 strikeouts, just 2 earned runs. This pitching staff is competing at such a high level right now. I caught up with a couple of the pitchers to talk about what's working for this group right now on college baseball's biggest stage.
Just everything, man. Really just attacking, just being really competitive in the zone and getting ahead early. I think that's really been helping us a lot. I think just being aggressive in the zone, honestly.
As a staff, we've been throwing a lot of strikes. It's a big park, so you don't really want to put them on base without them earning it. So I think we're throwing a lot of strikes, and our defense is playing really good. So hopefully we carry it in tomorrow.
We all push each other to be better, and it's pretty cool when a guy goes out there and shoves like we've been doing, and it's pretty contagious. And so the guys just like seeing each other compete and next man up, and I think we've got a lot of confidence down there that we can go in there and get outs and compete. So it's been pretty cool.
The pitching staff, they've been there the whole entire time for Arkansas. It was great to see the bats get going tonight for the Razorbacks, though. Scoring runs in different ways. Vahiva Aloy, a 2-run shot to open the game. A triple a little bit later. Cam Kojal heads up base running, all the above. The offense finding its way a little bit. And regardless, this team as a whole is embracing the back against the wall, do or die mentality. This is a team that was staring down winning 4 games in 4 days. Now that's 2 games in 2 days. They didn't have a choice. They just had to embrace backs against the wall and a do-or-die mentality.
A lot of momentum, really good, a lot of confidence, and just playing for the team on the front right now. We want to keep playing as long as we can, and we don't want the season to end. So just a pretty cool feeling right now, being in this losers bracket and just competing and winning ball games. Nothing like it, and we wouldn't want it any other way. I think this team's built on toughness, and we like to compete and kind of like our backs against the wall a little bit.
Backs against the wall. We're just trying to keep ourselves, lighthearted, light-spirited. We got all the confidence in the world. Losing one game early on wasn't going to deter us from that. It wasn't going to be easy, and it wouldn't be the Arkansas way if we did it easy. So it's just really awesome, and we just have all the confidence in the world.
So here we are. That sets up a rematch between Arkansas and LSU. If the Hogs can find a way to get it done on Wednesday, then they have another shot in a winner-take-all game against the Tigers to advance to the championship series. But there's no getting around it. This is a team now in LSU that Arkansas and its players, they know really well. A team that took 2 of 3 from them in Baton Rouge, took the first game of the Men's College World Series from them as well. And it's an SEC rival, a team that Arkansas doesn't like. And this clubhouse, this group of Hogs, really excited to get another crack at the Tigers.
Obviously, first game didn't go our way, and so tomorrow's it's going to be, try to come out and make a statement and hopefully just keep this thing rolling.
They've had our numbers so far, but I think we're super excited just to compete, and we got a lot of confidence, and it's going to be a great game tomorrow.
Pretty good. We're ready to rumble, and we've seen them, a lot this year, so we know what we're getting ourselves into, and I think every guy in this locker room is really, really ready for this game.
This team had every opportunity to quit, dropping game 1 against LSU, happened to win 4 games in 4 days, but it didn't. Instead, this team is rallying around each other and rallying around that do or die or backs against the wall type of mentality. And if you want evidence of what this clubhouse is like, the feeling inside this clubhouse right now, just take this example. When I asked Rocco Pepe, what is it like to have another crack at LSU? How excited are you guys to have another crack at the Tigers?
Another 2 cracks at LSU tomorrow. Or the day after. Yeah, whatever. You know the deal. Yeah, we're ready.
Rocco, 100% right to put me in my place there. The Hogs now with an opportunity, if they win 2 straight, to reach the championship series. We're going to get our first break here on Omaha Bound, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, Evan Kamiko joins the show to give his thoughts on the LSU matchup and what the Hogs have to do to get it done in the rematch. Stick with us. Omaha Bound is back right after this. Just like that, we are back on Omaha Bound. Evan Kamiko joins the show now. And Evan, it is survive and advance, do or die. You pick your cliche. That's what Arkansas has in front of it. And took care of business on Charles Schwab Field against UCLA. Now it sets up the rematch with LSU. You hope for 2 rematches against LSU. Your initial impressions of Arkansas matching up with the Tigers yet again tomorrow at Charles Schwab Field.
It's what everybody who wants to come here and wants to see great college baseball pays their money to see. Look, it's the 2 best teams on this side of the bracket. Clearly, LSU has pretty much steamrolled ever since really the regional when they lost to Little Rock. They've just been an absolute wrecking machine. In Arkansas, we think they're slowly starting to find their way. Finally, against UCLA, everything came together, whether it's the pitching as well as the hitting. It's something we haven't seen yet here in Omaha, and against the Bruins, it all came together. So it's what you pay your money. It's great college baseball, and it's an SEC showdown, and I believe it'll be the 18th out of the nice 19 or so years that the SEC will be at least represented in the championship game.
Ridiculous in terms of a run of dominance there, but you mentioned it, right? This is the marquee matchup. It was what everybody was excited for in round 1, and you talked a little bit there about Arkansas and the bats, and that was the key for the Razorbacks. The pitching has been phenomenal outside of one little stretch from Zach Root. The pitching has been, it's been there and then some. That would be an understatement, right? But the bats found a way to get it done in different ways. In terms of Ahiva hit a home run, you saw Cam Kojal with creative base running. Brent Iredale finally found a way a little bit there. How encouraging it for you was it to see the bats get going a little bit?
It's massive. You really wanted to see Arkansas come out and take the early lead against UCLA in 2 batters, and they did exactly that. Look, we were kind of asking, when is Vahiva Aloy going to have his golden spikes moment? When is he going to show up to the postseason? Because I think it's fair to say that you haven't seen the Vahiva we saw during the regular season so far in the postseason, but finally against UCLA, he shined and shined bright again. A triple that went 408 feet, the homer that got the Razorbacks on the board. Basically, he would have tied UCLA tonight. Well, you know what? He could have beat UCLA by himself tonight. You know, had maybe you seen a different pitcher in the 9th inning without a 7-0 lead. Again, no hate to Will McIntyre. Will McIntyre did a great job. Great to see him on the mound. But quite frankly, it was the Vahiva Aloy you wanted to see, and he's the big reason why the Hogs got it done. But it's great to see the Arkansas bats getting going early and then coming up with insurance later in the game.
He hit it on the defensive side of the ball as well. He had a couple impressive plays there. He had a double play by himself as well. The home run putting him in sole possession of 4th place now for single season.
I want to cut in about that double play because of how key that double play was. I mean, UCLA was threatening there against Jimenez, and at that time it was still about a 5-0 game, so you never know what was going to happen. And you know, all I was saying up in the press box was, man, one ground ball and you get out of it. And Vahiva Aloy, a great play. So the defense of him has been stellar all season, kind of Jeter-esque at times.
Yeah.
So to your point, I mean, it's the Vahiva that you wanted.
Golden Spikes type of guy, trying to have a Golden Spikes moment here at Charles Schwab Field. So now it's Arkansas and LSU. The Hogs, again, hope it's 2 matchups, but they have 1 matchup, and that's what you play for. Another chance at LSU. This is a team that took 2 of 3 from Arkansas and Baton Rouge and really cruised behind Cade Anderson in game 1. Now, right now, as we speak, you know, it's whatever it might be. To give you a peek behind the curtain, it's 11:09 p.m. We are unsure right now who's going to start the game for LSU, but we know we're going to see Ianson at some point if Arkansas pushes this to 2 games. What do the Hogs have to do to try to figure him out if that's the case?
I really think it's jump on the board early. We talked to Brent Iredale. He said, look, I don't really remember. We talked to Cam Koschel, and he said, yeah, he beat us pretty good. And just to give you a reference of what happened last time, Ianson, 11 strikeouts, 6 innings, only gave up 5 hits. So Arkansas able to get some base runners on, but I think you got to play a lot of small ball tomorrow. Kind of beat LSU at their own formula with their own recipe of how they got to Arkansas and Zach Root early in game 2 of the Men's College World Series. I think that's going to be really key because Ianson, again, he'll have probably a similar trajectory that you saw Zach Root pitch around tonight, where he threw about 40 pitches the other day. So I don't really necessarily know. You got to get to him early, but we were saying that about Cade Anderson. And again, the guy's the number 2 pick in the MLB draft for a reason. NFL draft, man, I don't even.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Sport guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think with Ianson, you're definitely going to see him. I'd expect maybe that game 1 because I think Jay Johnson's going to want to go for the win, but get to him early. Do not strike out 11 times. I think that's the biggest key.
Yeah, Ianson, to provide some clarification there, like Evan said, pitched 3 innings. Then because of that weather delay, he didn't come back out in the morning against UCLA, and he was pretty, clear. I'm going to be available in terms of Arkansas. For you, what is the key among many? When we talked after the LSU loss, you said the bats got to get going. Well, the bats get going a little bit against UCLA. If you can boil it down to one thing, what's the key for Arkansas tomorrow? Not just in general.
Whoever's left in the bullpen has to step up. I think it's that simple because the LSU bats are so good. You can see Jared Jones. Yeah, he's got 73 strikeouts on the season, but he's also got 78 RBI. So it balances out. Derek Curiel at the top of that order is going to be really good. Monster Milam's been hitting well. So the question is really going to be for Arkansas, who's going to pitch in this game? If it was up to me, you're looking at a guy like Landon Beidelsheets. He's the 3rd starter for the Razorbacks. The only guys that are really unavailable and truly unavailable in game 1, you would have to think it's Jimenez, Gage Wood, and Zach Root. Other than that, maybe you would see Gabe Gackle in an emergency break glass type scenario, but you're going to need guys like Landon Beidelsheets to step up. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we get a little Dylan Carter, but the good news for the Arkansas Razorbacks is you've got Parker Coyle still to use, you've got Christian Fouch who's going to be back, as well as Tate McGuire. So 3 of the really high leverage guys where Tate and Parker can go out. Tate McGuire, I should have said Cole Gibbler, not Tate McGuire, excuse me, where those are 2 guys that can give you 3 to 4 innings. So if you can get 3 to 4 innings from both of those guys tomorrow, that could set you up really well. I think the question is going to be who starts. I'm expecting it to be Landon Beidelsheets. That's just, again, I have no inside information on that.
See.
I am
Maybe
just guessing.
He'll be right.
Maybe I'll be right, but you need at least 3 to 4 innings from your starter, and the bullpen's got to be nails.
What is impressive about the way that Arkansas has set this up is they have taken the long route through the losers bracket, but to your point, somehow, some way, you look at the bullpen, and you've got pretty much everybody available. That's the positive for Arkansas, regardless. The Hogs got to take down the Tigers twice to get to the championship series. We will see what they do tomorrow in game 1 against the Tigers. That is Evan Kamiko. Thanks so much for joining the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, time for another quick break. When we come back, Courtney Mims talks with Gage Wood, the man of the hour's parents, about that 19 strikeout, no-hit performance against Murray State. You're not going to miss it. Stick around.
Yeah, we're joined now by 2 very special guests. The talk of the nation right now has been Gage Wood, and it hasn't stopped. I'm here with his parents, Mom and Dad, Chastity and Brian, and I have to ask you guys, and I know you've been asked this 100 times, but seeing that moment, seeing your son accomplish something that's only been done 2 times before in the College World Series, etching himself into Omaha history, how did it feel?
It's still surreal. I mean, it's amazing, but at the same time, you're just like, wow, did that just happen? I mean, I still don't know. I don't even have words. It's hard to describe. I think that my first grandchild from him has a run for its money.
Yeah, it was great. The College World Series, the biggest stage, for college baseball, and he goes out there and performs like that. It was awesome. He threw a no-hitter in high school before, first round and against Benton, really good team. But this tops it by far, man. This was awesome. Really cool to see.
It has to top that. Not that no discredit to throwing a no-hitter in high school, but I mean he's the talk of the nation. Getting interviewed by Pat McAfee and ESPN and all of this. You guys have been interviewed multiple times. Brian, I have to ask you because I talked to you 2 years ago, and you knew something special was going to happen for Gage. I don't think you could have predicted this, right?
Not this in the College World Series, but I know he's a hard worker. He takes care of his body, you know. He loves what he does. He loves Arkansas. He loves the Razorbacks, and you know, he just went out there and showed what he can really do.
Chastity, could you have predicted this? Because again, we talked 2 years ago in Batesville, and you kind of said there was a lot of people doubting him, a lot of people that didn't even believe he would pitch at the D1 level, and now he just threw a no-hitter in the College World Series, something that hasn't been done since 1960.
Well, Larry Clark doubted him the day before it happened, so people are still doubting him. Yeah, I just called him out. Anyway, no, I don't think so. I don't. This is what dreams are made of. I mean, I don't think anyone expected it. I mean, it's not happened in 65 years. So, and he was one pitch away. I mean, one hit foot, one size 13 away from, you know, a perfect game and, you know, being the sole record holder for a perfect game in the World Series. But we'll take it.
He is a perfectionist. I know that. I mean, when he got off the field, all he could say was, I shouldn't have hit the guy. That's a great quote. I mean, could you kind of predict that from your son that was
Yes. They interviewed me in the stands, and I said that, and Brian looked at me like, why did you say that? And I'm like, that's the first thing he's going to say. So it was kind of nice to see that was the first thing he said. So,
Brian, you got a little choked up there. I saw a video of you in the stands, and you know Gage came over and threw you the game ball. What you got to talk about that moment for us here, because that was just. I'm going to get choked up talking about it, but it was a beautiful moment to see. What was it like for you?
Oh, it's great. You know, all those times out on the field, t-ball, baseball, working out together, just, you know, him appreciating me. I really loved it. It was great.
He said it on national TV today that you've just spent so long with him, that you helped cultivate his love for baseball, and just what does that mean to you as a dad?
That was great. He had a lot of kids, excuse me, a lot of older adults. When I played softball, he'd go out there and they would throw him the ball, you know, let him hit. And, I mean, there's a lot of guys that worked with him when he was real small. But, yeah, all those times and hours on the baseball field, I wouldn't change it for nothing. It was great.
I definitely wouldn't trade it for the world right now, being here in this moment. Chastity, you talked to me 2 years ago and said that he just has worked so hard for this moment and wanted to be a Razorback from the get-go. We talked about that and what that meant for him to be here now in this moment and to see him walk off the field after making history and point to the Arkansas across his chest. What did that mean for you to watch that moment?
Everything. I mean, it was just another. It was a goal of his to become a Razorback, and the fact that he has stayed a Razorback. You know, with the portal and everything that's happening in today's, you know, D1 level of baseball. You know, the loyalty that he and some of the other ones have shown, it gets overlooked a lot, and it's nice to see people recognize that, you know, he's someone who came here, started here, and is finishing here.
Same thing for you, Dad. I'm sure you're very proud that, you know, he did that with the Razorback logo across his chest.
Oh, yeah, that means a lot to him, you know, representing the state, you know, come from Batesville. He always wanted to be a Hog. He's a Hog, and he's doing good for him, you know. I think they appreciate him a little bit more now, you know.
I think they appreciate him a whole lot, keeping them alive here in Omaha. For you guys, take me through the emotions of that game. At what point, I mean, because you were witnessing just greatness there for your son, for this team. Just at what point were you going, okay, it's happening, we just can't think about it?
I think it was, well, whenever he got his 12th or 13th strikeout, I didn't realize he had that many. And Jack, his friend that's here with us, high school catcher, he's like, you know, he's going to break his own record. And then it was 13. He said he just tied it. He's going back out. He's going to break it. And, you know, then we realized, hey, he's gonna break his own record. Well, then I thought he was done after the 8th. So I got up, went to go get something to drink, and I'd exhaled because I thought he's done. He did what he needed to do. Someone's going to come in and finish it. And then he went back out. So it was kind of like, you know, if you're on emotional high, and then you start to come down, and then you're back up at the top, because I had to prepare myself for that 9th inning. And then when he that last out, and then he went to Connor, and I think that's probably the biggest win for us as parents is, he just made history, and I think he had to kind of fight his way over to him. I think media wanted him to go elsewhere, and he was like, no, I'm going to my friend. And, just to hear him talk about the relationship with Connor and how hard they'd worked together to get here, that's a mom win, parent win, however you want to call it, much bigger than baseball.
It is, and that's what I like about him too, is that it wasn't about himself making this accomplishment, doing this. It was about the team. I just wanted us to play more here. I wanted to do it for my team. Brian, is that a dad win for you?
Oh, it's a great dad win, to hear him say that. Plus, he gets to put the uniform on one more time. So, yeah, it's awesome, man. It's awesome.
you hearing him talk about Connor, watching them kind of put the hard work in, how nice is that it wasn't just one kid from Batesville out there, it was 2.
Yeah, no doubt. They work out in the off season together. I'm too old to play catch with him. He hurts my hand and stuff, and I can't see the ball really. So, it's good him and Connor get together. They work out and have a good time. Yeah.
I do have to ask you, because there's a lot of people on the internet right now talking about your fits at the game, the chain, the hat you're wearing right now. Can you talk about kind of the inspiration for your whole getup during the games?
Well, this hat, I got it when my aunt passed away. It's in 1969, and when she passed away, I grabbed it before anybody else could, get rid of her or whatever. I knew it was coming to me. I'm a Hog fan, And the chain I actually got from Gage's apartment. He'd got that from somebody when we were down in Arlington, and I just seen it in there, and I decided to wear it for the Texas series. We swept them. So I was like, hell, I can't take this. Oh, I didn't mean to cuss. I was like, I can't take this chain off now, man. I got to wear it. So ever since Texas, I've been wearing it. It's just part of me now.
That's a good luck charm, I feel like. I mean, you can't take it off. It's because I saw you wearing it in regionals and supers, right?
The only time I didn't, the first game against Tennessee that we lost, I forgot to put it on. And so I put it on, the next 2 games, and here we go. Yeah, I forgot it in the car.
Well, you can't forget it for this game, for this game tonight against you. It stays in the bag now, exactly. Gage, obviously, we just got to see him walk through the hotel here. He said he was, you had asked him, how you feeling, how you doing? Has he talked to you guys a little bit about how he's feeling today?
He just said, just a little sore. So, nothing out of the ordinary. He said, I feel good. And he's probably like us, still on an adrenaline high. It's crazy.
He'll tell you more than he will us. So he'll tell you a lot more than he will us, yeah.
I don't think so. I think.
Doesn't want me to worry. Doesn't want me to worry about him. He keeps those little things to himself.
It's funny because that's such a Gage Wood answer, right? It's just one line. I feel a little sore. I'm good. That's it. That's all.
Throw strikes.
That's it. Throw strikes. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Congratulations to Gage. Before we let you go, just again, you haven't come down from this moment. Do you think you'll ever come down from this moment?
We have the draft coming up now, and that's something that, you keep it in the back of your mind, but you don't ever want to count those chickens before they hatch. And now we're 3 weeks away from that, and so we'll ride this high till we get to that one.
Man, I'm going to be screaming about this for a long time, even through the draft. Whatever happens to that, to do it in Arkansas uniform, College World Series, it's great.